Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others, or by fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Machedo is the best.
All right, in this video, I'm going to share with you an incident that took place with a rather rich client of mine who disrespected me. And I'll tell you what happened and subsequently what I decided to do with the relationship. Okay. And yes, one of the key reasons why I'm sharing this incident is because when I did inform my groups this message about, when your boss or your employer or your client disrespects you, you should not take, crap from anyone. I think I kind of gave many of them the wrong message, which I want to rectify in this video. So watch this video and then give me your thoughts. In case you're new to my channel, my name is Loy Machedo. I'm a personal branding strategist. I help people get well-paying jobs in the Middle East, especially UAE, Dubai. And people also ask me about Canada, Australia, Europe, and sometimes the USA. And people also book my services for personal and professional coaching. Details are put down below. Now, so what happened? As always, I never reveal the identity of my clients. Never. That's a thumb rule. No matter how bad things might go, no matter even if you have a serious fight, I will never ever reveal the identity of my client or what was stated in total confidence. So that is out of the question. However, the incident that took place is what I want to share with you because there's a lot of learning. Now, this client of mine, I've had a relationship for quite some time, quite a number of years. And I guess my advice was good because as my rates kept increasing, the client did not mind it. And the client paid me a good sum of money. Why? Because the client is very rich, very, very rich. So this continued for some time. However, one day, it came to an episode where we were having a conversation. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, this client of mine called me a nickname. I don't want to share with you what it was. And I was like, what? See, when I speak to a client, he is far more elder to me. Okay, far more elder. I give you respect. Okay, I give you respect. If someone is taking my mentoring, coaching, and training, they call me sir because they're learning from me. I'm like their guru. You have an Indian tradition that is, it's called Guru Dakshina. Even me, when I was under my mentors, I would consider them like God. For me, they were God. That was the kind of respect I would give them. So youngsters or people who are even, some of them who are even my age and slightly older to me, when they are taking my coaching, mentoring, or learning from me, especially long term, they call me sir out of respect. It's like I'm their teacher. But when it comes to consulting, business consulting, or just someone wants a strategy, business strategy, or a company, they don't call me sir. We just talk normal. And yes, they definitely pay me a lot more. Okay. So obviously, I'm not the type who goes everywhere, sir, sir, sir. No, it depends. Remember, don't take it out of context. So this guy is being a businessman with quite a large number of people working under him. I used to always give him respect with his first name. He used to call me by my first name. Out of the blue, I do not know what happened. He just called me this silly nickname. Okay, very childish. At first, I thought, okay, fine, just ignore. But then he started not only giving me nicknames, he started condescending, as if I was like a little boy. Now remember, he pays me for my advice, and he pays me money to consult him. I do not know whether it was the alcohol, because he started to become an alcoholic. He started drinking more because of the stress, especially during COVID. Started smoking a lot more because of stress. And he started womanizing also. He started getting lots and lots and lots of women, which is not, I don't care. It's his life. But I did share my concern that it would impact his health. And then obviously the problems and challenges that come with that kind of lifestyle. So when he started this nickname, I let him know very clearly. Listen, I want to just highlight one thing. And then I told him what it was. He said, I'm not comfortable with this. I need you to know that. I give you respect. I take respect. So we need to have a relationship of respect. I don't think he was mentally prepared for that. Really don't think he was mentally prepared for that, because I guess maybe because he's very rich or something. And by the way, he's Indian, huh? So that, he's Indian. So, I just want to be careful what I share and how much I share. But let me put it to you this way. The conversation didn't go the way I planned. I'm telling him to respect the boundaries that we have, as a coach and client or as a consultant. But then when you start flexing your power on how much money you have, who do you think you are, I can buy and sell people like you, and keeps going on that direction. It's and for me, I really do not like a hostile conversation. I don't believe it works in any way. So, and I'm at the same time, I'm not interested to sit and listen to someone scream and shout or give me bad words, profanity, or lecture me. I let him know that when he was in a better frame of mind, we could continue the conversation, because I was not going to take nonsense. And I especially charge per hour. And then he said something that kind of hit me below the belt. How much do you want per hour? How much is your rate per hour? I'll bloody, you know how they are Indians. I'll bloody fucking book you 3 hours. Listen to all the bad words that I give you 3 hours. Well, you just crossed the line, and that is not what I'm interested in. And so I said goodbye. I didn't have to listen to the call. And I sent him a message. When you are in a cool frame of mind, we will continue the conversation. Well, he did take the liberty of sharing certain explicits and all that. And I follow very simple the thing. When you are, little hyper and all that, I just ignore. Went on. Finally, he guessed, not picking up. After a number of days, finally wanted to book another session. Fine. And this time when we spoke, he was sober. And he did sound hurt that I didn't bend. In other words, bend over and take his nonsense. And he was like, "Amn't I the client? I mean, every time I have to listen to you only. My employees, I can talk to them and this and that. Even service providers sometimes. Don't you have anything like customer service?" So I let him know explicitly. Every person has their own rules, their own tolerance levels, their own style of working. There are some people who just don't mind no matter how many bad words you give them. They would work for you. They just want their salary. Then there are other people who, there are individuals who, if you fight with them and all that, they will be patient. And even if they break up, but if you cough up some money, they take it as compensation and they continue the relationship. And then there are even people who, if you fight, they break off, and then after a long duration, they come back together. So I let him know that I'm neither of any of these. And then he was like, so what kind of a person are you? Yeah. And I told him, I'm the person who is the same style with my WhatsApp group. If anyone in my WhatsApp group once breaks a rule, there's a very simple policy. You break a rule once, after explicitly telling you the rules, and you have the audacity to break the rule, it's permanent goodbye. No matter who you are, no matter how nice you are. Bye-bye. Permanent. I don't wish you bad. I don't want, to take revenge. Nothing. Bye-bye. Because the rules were made very explicitly clear. You are aware of the rules. And if you still chose to break the rule, even though you knew what the price was, then that clearly shows that you're looking for, we can get away with it. In the same way, I told this guy, in all my interactions with you, not once have I violated your rules. Not once. But you took the liberty of violating mine. Like, for example, I follow certain strict protocols where client confidentiality, client identity, client information is never, ever, ever leaked. Never. You will never hear from me that female's name, who fought with me, this is her, who she is, or this guy. Never, never. I might share the incident like how I'm sharing now, but you'll never know who the person is. So I told him in a very nice way, I appreciate all the business you gave me over the years. Okay, but if you can't seem to respect my rules, bye-bye. He said, fine, okay. Well, here's a funny thing. After that incident, he did contact me after some time. And here's a funny bit. He acted like he didn't remember a single thing. I had even blocked his number. He sent me a message from another number. And he was like, hey man, what the hell, you blocked my number, what's going on? At first I was like, whose number is this? And then he told me, I'm this guy. So I told him very clearly, you insulted me. And I made it very clear that it doesn't work that way. He claimed that he didn't even remember. I was like, what? That's nonsense, man. I mean, even a person who is drunk, they tend to remember at least something. So, but I told him, see, listen, I understand that you may not remember, or maybe he was like, it's a small thing, we can iron. For me, once trust is broken, it's like glass, once it breaks. That's the same thing I've even told my wife. It's glass. Once it breaks, you can't fix it together, man. So I know that he is a good spender. I know that he has money. But I value my respect much more. Now, I'm not looking for bravado. I'm not looking for applause. I'm not looking for, wow, Loy, you're amazing, man. That's called being a man. No. That's not the reason why I'm sharing this with you. And what I told you before, please don't take my message out of context. Like when I shared this incident, this small little bit that I shared with my group, there were boys who are telling, I'm going to stand up for my boss. I'm not going to take shit from my colleagues. No, stop. I'm 46 years old. I went through maybe 40 years of my life where I took people's crap. And yes, there are situations where I will also take crap. If I'm talking to someone very, very powerful, very influential, and I have to bend over and say like this, I have to join my hands. There are people who are very powerful, very rich, where maybe I don't need their business, but I have to, you can't beat your chest and you have to be practical. So I let these boys know there are times, even today, even now, And even in the future, if I meet someone who's incredibly powerful, very high-ranking, like a monarch or a king or in the government, or someone who can click their finger and destroy my life, oh, I wouldn't want to take the risk. I would like this, bow my head like this. So you have to use common sense, not beat your chest and think you're an alpha guy, alpha male. So there are instances where I do that, especially if you have to get a job done. But where it comes to my work, where it comes to being a service provider, I've drawn out certain rules of how I operate. And if you want to reach that level where you can actually tell no to someone, it will take you time. You need to first earn money. You need to have plenty of savings. You need to know very clearly what is your direction. You need to have contacts and connections. And then you can be like, if things don't work out, you respectfully give your resignation. This is what has happened to people that I personally know, where this guy, he is a South Indian, Keralite, is working for this multinational company, sales. He was the #1 sales guy, #1 in this whole team. And all of them were different nationalities. So after scoring #1 for almost a whole year, and the boss had promised a promotion and salary increase, he went to the boss and said, I did it for the whole year and I got this new project. I'm looking for that promotion. He actually told him, you're a fucking Indian. Seriously, huh? He told him, who the fuck you think you are? I don't know what, was he having a bad day? And he said, there's a difference between us. He was talking about his nationality, the Goras, versus him. I don't know why he did that. Maybe he had a bad day. And this guy got so shocked. It actually happened in Dubai. I'm so shocked. He burst out crying. And he said, be grateful you have a job. Be grateful you have a salary. Be grateful you get a commission and get the fuck out. He actually sobbed and cried in front of him because he insulted him like this. Real incident, huh? Actually. And, with a heavy heart, once you hurt someone, they can't. He not only resigned, then and there itself, he resigned. He said, I'll give you a ban, I'll give you this, I'll give you that. The guy managed to get an investor visa, and his ban, he realized he couldn't put it because he was in a free zone visa. He started his own business, which kind of sold more or less the same components of this company. And within a few years, he became even bigger than this entire company in itself. Means the local, not globally. And obviously, he earned so much money that this boss of his could be his employee now. Because he used all that pain, all that hurt, he bottled it up and he channelized it. But remember, this is only possible because he stood up what he believed he was worth, and he proved himself over the years. So if you're planning to stand up, to maintain your self-respect, not take crap from anyone, want to be your own man, where you can say no to even a rich guy, then work hard towards reaching that position. And then you can. For me, even if you're a millionaire, you're a billionaire, you're whatever, but there's no respect, then what's the point here? Might as well be a overpaid slave. And there are plenty of them around. I just want respect. I want to enjoy the work that I do. I want to enjoy being with the client. And if and when I do give shit to my clients, there are some who I literally shout, it's because I love them. It's because I genuinely care about them. And I do it like a father figure. And I'll tell you, when they achieve their goals, when they achieve their job that they're looking for or their dreams, come back to me and say, thank you so much. You were right, I was wrong. So I do it out of purpose, not to bully them. So anyway, this was a really touching incident that I wanted to share with you. I just want to conclude by saying this. You have just one life. Just one. Just live it in a way where you're aligned with your principles. Because if you're not, you might earn big money, you might earn fame, whatever, but you're going to be miserable inside, miserable. And you might not sleep properly. And that is why there are so many girls and guys who want to go into the movie industry, but they end up having to sleep around or do favors, and it kills them inside. But what can they do, man? And even there are people who want to earn money, but their bosses treat them like shit or abuse them. When they go home, they literally sob and they cry. Yeah, they're earning the money, but are they happy? And even there are so many married couples and they just want to show stability. I'm married to someone successful and I'm happy-go-lucky and a happy life. But deep down, it's not. So you figure out what is it, what are your value systems, and do you want to be true to it? I'm not judging you if you are not, but I'm recommending that you live your one life and make it worth living. And eventually, it does take courage. It took me a long time to reach here. I'm 46. The faster you reach here, the better it is. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you. Good, bad, ugly. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. It's me signing off. You guys take care. And yes, I do read your comments.
Bye.